Alrighty, let's turn off this. Pop out our chat. Fabulous. All right, let's get back into game. So where are we at? We are missing a couple of skeletons. All right, we have to go back to the stony field. Haven't actually discovered where the portal's at, but that shouldn't be a problem here. Gonna need to replenish my stock anyway, so it'll work out for our benefit. Kasim definitely needs some better gear. He's becoming disgustingly overclassed. Or outclassed, not overclassed. Terrible. He was sitting there taking on that one zombie and getting his ass smashed. God damn it. And that holy freeze is actually screwing me here because I'd really like to replace my skeletal mages, but everybody keeps exploding into ice cubes. Like that. There we go. Give me some corpses, damn it. Fantastic. Now we're full up. So I really don't want to have to take on Rakanishu here without full skeletons. Of course, that dumb bastard didn't actually give us anything. We did gain a level. Like I said before, we're gonna bank up the rest of our skill points because I'm really undecided on how I want to spend them. So I really have like 4 different options available to me. 4 different viable options, you could say. So it's going to be between...
All that's left of proud Tristram are ghosts and ashes.
Is going to be between either a new curse, bone armor, pumping more into skeletal mage, or perhaps summon resist. Actually, I should say 5. It's the 5th option is maybe to actually increase our something into one of the golem skills. I'm not sure which one yet, though. I'm really undecided because I feel like none of them are really that good for me. I mean, except for bone armor. Bone armor actually has some real application. But as far as like extra damage, I think it might just have to come down to curses, but I'm really not entirely certain that pumping any more points into amplified damage is actually going to do anything for us. Excuse me. Oh, it's so nice to actually have maxed out resistances in hell right off the bat. God damn, it's good. Oh, I love it. I don't have to worry about all these lightning enchanted fools actually just like melting through my health. And speaking of which, we have quite a few banked up stat points here, so maybe we should go up to say, I don't know, like 150 vitality. Actually, why not 155? Vitality is absolutely our dump stat here, so I'm not against actually dumping a couple skill points into it to get some more health. But I've said it many times, I'll say it again. I really just want to have some banked up skill points just in case I need them for some random piece of gear that I may end up needing to equip. So that's why I'm always going to keep a couple on hand. And by a couple I mean like 30. Full helm, I think that's Eisenhearts if I'm not mistaken. Yep. It'd be Eisenhearts. Don't need that. It's garbage. Already have a couple. Because I'm pretty sure I have a couple.
Help! Deckard Cain, if you value your life, leave here immediately.
Let's get out of Dodge.
Regrettably. Good evening.
And then we'll go talk to Akara.
Good evening.
Get that shite out of my damn inventory. It's already filled to the max with all this other garbage that I probably don't need.
You have reached. Hello.
That's right, she gives us a ring. Which is absolute trash. Whatever. Let's go take on the Countess. I actually hope we get maybe some more Ist runes. Because I'm really thinking that if I actually find the Colossus blade with a bunch of empty sockets, about what I'm actually going to fit into those sockets, you know, a bunch of Ist runes would be pretty sexy. I would love it. Because we are playing in 2018 and not in, like, say, 2004 or 2005 when the whole, like, duped 4015 jewels are still a thing. Although, I mean, it's entirely possible to actually find a 4015 jewel. For those that are not in the know, a 4015 jewel is plus 40% enhanced damage, plus 15% increased attack speed. It's basically just a regular plain Jane blue gem, or excuse me, jewel that has both the suffix and the prefix on it. I don't remember the actual names of both of those affixes, but that's what the classic way of doing a cool Colossus blade of Quickness is actually just fit it with a whole bunch of the 4015 jewels. I've never found one out in the wild. I got close. I think I had a plus 38 or 39% enhanced damage and plus 15% increased attack speed. And I've never actually found a perfect one. However, though, if I'm not mistaken, I think the increased attack speed affix is not variable. I think you always get a plus 15%, but don't quote me on that. You might actually have to take a little trip over to Aryan Summit to actually verify that. You know what? We're not going to dick around with these guys. I really hate dealing with the Fallen class and their shamans. It's just really annoying. So why don't we work our way over to the Black Marsh, refill our skeletons, and actually proceed onward to the Countess. So much easier to actually get all of your skeletons back in this area compared to the other area. Although, I mean, you know, there is the case to be made about raising skeletons in a group, in a mob group that actually resurrects, like the Fallen guys, because you can resurrect them instead of them resurrecting them, in which case you get the skeleton and they don't get their little peon back. So that is a possibility. That is one of the benefits of actually having this build, is preventing dumb shit like that from taking place, but it's fairly situational. Still getting no uniques. You know, after fighting Baal, have not found a single unique here. Or really anything of particular value. For those of you guys that are just joining me right now, I found an Ist rune around the start of our stream, and then I also found I found something else. Oh, that's right. I found Gore Riders. As far as my notable drops. Which really sucks too, because I was really hoping that I actually found War Travs, some War Travelers. But alas, we got a little bit bamboozled there. Yeah, I'm thinking actually pumping in, I think a point into... Oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It only gives them +1. Oh, it's terrible. I really want to pump more skill points into summon resist so my skeletons don't die from all this elemental damage as quick as they are. But, I mean, if pumping another skill point is only giving me +1%, it's totally not worth it. It's bullshit. Like, I'm looking for some actual gains here. +1% sucks. Yeah, I can totally tell that these skeletons are definitely taking quite a bit of damage from all that lightning. From that one mob, from that one, like, unique monster. Very disconcerting. That means when we get into the other acts and we start to face, like, say, Duriel or Diablo and all of those, like, elemental skills that they have are just gonna, like, pretty much rampage their way through my army. That sucks. That really sucks. Because I wouldn't mind actually pumping a couple more skill points into summon resist, but I mean, I'm not going to do it if it's just +1. That's bullshit. There's another time that oh, rare ring. Not going to ID it yet. I'll wait till we actually have a little bit more of a full inventory before we do so. Actually, I'd rather wait to ID stuff until we're done with the Forgotten Tower. Because for whatever reason, I've always suspected this, but it feels like the Forgotten Tower actually has an increased rate in drops. And I'm not just talking about fighting the Countess herself, I'm talking about just the regular monsters in there. It just seems like they actually have an increased rate of dropping something that's worth your time. So we're gonna hold off. I really hate to actually waste my scrolls of identify anyways, because I like to keep them in my inventory just in case, you know, we get that random whatchamacallit? Charm. Okay, one of these monsters actually had like mana burn. Yep, we got blasted with mana burn. And I hate to be stingy with my potions, but I mean, for Christ's sake, I've got pretty much a full belt full of full rejuvenation potions, and I don't want to use them unless it's absolutely necessary. So I'd rather just kind of like you know, micromanage them, maybe just a little bit. I know there's been a couple people in my previous streams when I first started doing this say, you know, why don't you have, say, Corpse Explosion? And I just feel like Corpse Explosion with this build, they're just not copacetic. They're not analogous. Because when your skeletons die, you need all those corpses on the ground to actually resurrect them, right? So it's like if you're just continually exploding the corpses on the ground, you're running out of reanimation fodder. So that's why I don't have Corpse Explosion. I know that having 1 point in a Corpse Explosion for the situational aspects of it is really great. But I've survived this long without it. I'm pretty sure we could survive the rest of hell without it. To me, with this build, if you're going to use Corpse Explosion, it's really good for the bottleneck areas. So like the Arcane Sanctuary, Maggot Lair, some of the parts of the latter parts of Act 4, where you get like those like windy passageways where only a couple of your guys actually fit. Like that's when Corpse Explosion is really great. But other than that, it's a great skill, just not a great skill for this build. Oh god. I'm telling you. I'll fucking say it again. Bone armor. Right there, baby. That survived me. Right there. Yes, indeed. I would have totally died, and that would have been the end of our campaign right there had I not had bone armor. As a matter of fact... Yes. Oh, have a goddamn heart attack. Jesus Christ. Oh, matter of fact, let's pump another, like, say, 15 stat points into vitality. You know? Have those couple of extra hit points there. Might do a body good. Oh, man. That was rough. There's always going to be points in your campaign that are always going to be like that. There's more enemies over here. I was so out of position though. I accidentally clicked into this room. And that's what ended up like completely screwing me over. On the plus side, about to gain another level here. I'm getting close. After that incident, I think I kind of made up my mind. I think bone armor, absolutely. I want to take a look at the curses again, though. I want to just make sure that there's not like some other optimal curse that I should be using, or at least I should have in my hotkeys. I don't think there is, but I'll double check. I noticed, since going into hell here, I'm not really getting a whole lot of full rejuvenation potion drops. Which sucks because, you know, I'd really like to actually replenish the ones that I've used this far. So what do we got here? This is a really long floor here in the tower cellar. Seems to be like a rare thing, because I feel like the Forgotten Tower is actually fairly small when it comes to the different floors and whatnot. Yeah, I could also max out my golem. Either the straight up like hard summon skill or the golem mastery. I may end up putting a point or two into it, just to make it a little bit more beefy. But I definitely don't want to max it out. I think something like that would actually probably work out to my benefit, because, I mean, even though I'm using my golem as basically another body, a body blocker, I mean, to actually have my golem do some meaningful damage would be really nice. Instead of having him just be completely trivial. But I don't know, we'll see. Oh, oh, oh. It's all about positioning. Couldn't tell already. God damn it. My mercenary's already taking a bunch of damage here. I want to try to keep him alive, because I really would hate to have to keep resurrecting him. It's just a pain in the ass. It's not really about the cost. It's just, I don't want to have to go back to town, I don't want to have to go resurrect him, you know, because while I'm still here, he's not doing any damage. He's doing me, I mean, if he's dead, he's not doing me anything. So it just seems like it's more of a time sink than anything that I actually have to go back to town to res him. God, I really wish there was a function on here to have my armies focus all of their attention on one monster, or at least one area, so they're not spread out like this. One of these skeletons is not like the other. One of these skeletons is doing its own thing. When I say one of the skeletons, I mean all of the skeletons. You know, just kind of like diddly-bopping their way through their this goddamn dungeon. Completely forgot I actually had all these full rejuve potions in my inventory. It's that perfect time to actually refill their belt. Wow, this is massive, comparatively speaking. Maybe the game's like, hey man, you're on hell now. No more training wheels. This is how the big boys do it. You're gonna spend extra time here. I don't mind. I mean, we are still trying to level up here, so the experience is pretty nice. See, right here is where, like, corpse explosion would be really good. I mean, assuming I had a different mercenary too, you know, one that didn't actually have holy freeze that, you know, turned the enemies into ice cubes. Like, I would just explode that corpse right now, right there, do that damage. But it's a one-trick pony because of that. You know, you explode the corpse and that's it. It does its damage and the end. So if it didn't do, like, fatal damage, it's just... So I'm not really a big believer in that skill. Not in general, just strictly related to this build, as I've said before. I always feel like I have to reiterate, because I know there's going to be that, like, that random asshole out there. There's always going to be that one really thick person that's going to take, you know, some sort of paraphrased thing that I've said, and they're going to take it, like, way out of context, and then I'm going to have to repeat myself all over again. And besides, you know, the nature of streams is that, like, you know, not everybody that's watching right now was available the first time I actually said it, so I can only imagine that's what a professor feels like when you have, like, those jerk-offs that come in really late and they've already started their lecture, but it's, like, really important. You know, like, this is going to be on the test. Don't want to miss out on this. But you have people walking in late anyways, so some of the benevolent professors out there are like, you know what, maybe I should actually go over it again. Kind of the way I feel, a little bit. Although, you know, this is live. When I go back and actually chop up the videos into individual episodes. And for those of you out there that are watching this intently, are probably sick of hearing me say some of this shit over and over and over again, so big apologies on that aspect. But at least you understand where I'm coming from. So it's not like just me repeating myself just for shits and giggles. My magic find percentage really sucks right now. I ain't finding shit. I just want to find, like, some decent armor, a decent helmet, and a decent polearm or spear. Just for my mercenary. That's it. And maybe chance cards. Those would be pretty sexy as well. Because if I found some chance cards, I can immediately upgrade them. playing around here. And actually find our way to the next floor. Man, this is like the longest I think I've ever taken in the Forgotten Tower. This is ridiculous. Look at that. The fucking way down, or way up as it were. No, technically down because it is a cellar. Right. It's kind of an awful play on words, don't you think? We're in the Forgotten Tower, but we're in the Forgotten Tower cellar. Anyways, it was just stupid, man. I went through that entire level, and the way down was just right around the corner. It's kind of the way it goes sometimes. I do have to admit, this may be a new record for me. I think this might be my longest stream thus far. I think we're 3 hours and 21 minutes. I think it's about that. Somewhere around there. And how slow this actual progress is going. Just here in Act 1 in Hell. I no doubt am going to actually top whatever my top stream time was previously. God, I'm still fighting garbage. No! Come on! Drop a goddamn Colossus sword. I don't know what the enemy levels are here. I'm not even entirely certain that these enemies here can actually drop a Colossus sword. And even if they could drop a Colossus sword, or a Colossus blade, or a Balrog blade, I know for certain that the item level of the affixes are going to be too low. But it'd be nice to actually start seeing that stuff drop. So at least I know I'm not, like, you know, too far away from actually gaining some of that stuff. Doing really good on equipment space right now. Plenty of time here to continue to do, hopefully, MF. It would be nice. But I think all of my attempts here are going to be relatively stymied. Yeah, it'd be really nice to find a homunculus. Actually, that is something I should probably make mention. I was saying this earlier, probably a good like 2 hours ago, about upgrading my own gear and resistances and whatnot. And since we are in Hell and we have maxed out resistances right now, just out of curiosity, yeah, look at my resistances without Mosers with the 2 perfect diamonds. Unbelievable. I don't remember the actual stats of the homunculus, but I think that that's probably one of those unique items that's unique to the Necromancer that may end up helping me out here. I know it gives you all kinds of like awesome plus to skills, but as far as some of its like defensive bonuses, like resistances and whatnot, I don't know. I don't remember. But if I find one, I think it may end up being kind of sort of a godsend. And it's not to say that I'm not like happy with my Mosers, because I totally am. But unfortunately, can you guys actually see this? Actually, you know what? Tell you what, hold up. Let's move my webcam down just a tad. Yeah, why don't we put it down there? Because I don't really need to see my mana bar. There we go. Anyways, so as far as Mosers go, I mean, it does give us a pretty decent defensive bonus, but I mean, what else does it have? It's got the resistances. That's it. If you find a Moser's, it's got the 2 open sockets all the time. Every time you find it. So, I mean, there's always that, but that's why you put the 2 perfect diamonds in there. The only other option is, I mean, if you're looking to actually max out your resistances, is an rune. UM. Although I'm fairly certain that a P diamond actually gives you better +2 resistances than an actual rune does. Oh, there we go. Got a full rejuve right there. Nice. Notice that my skeletons are doing a really good job of surviving all this onslaught, but then again, they're not taking very much elemental damage here, so it's kind of almost a false positive. There's something around here has this aura. Where are you at, fool? Oh. Nice. Get another one. So I am actually using these things now. The full rejuve potions, so I'm definitely going to want to continue to pick them up. And since we are in hell, I think it's probably a good thing to actually open up all these chests over here. Not going to pick up all the gold. We don't need it. Damn, it's taking so long. Yeah, Kasim's damage is garbage right now. Oh, after this stream, the next time I actually play, I think I'm just gonna end up doing a very long magic finding campaign. Try to find stuff to actually upgrade my mercenary, because he is definitely sucking ass right now. Oh, get out of there! Okay, we're being bottlenecked. Get my golem up in there. Unfortunately, my skeletons are taking quite a bit of damage. That's why I have the golem to be a body blocker. You know what? Why don't we say respawn our army, and hopefully some of those monsters actually fall us to the end. They totally did. Excellent. God, it's taking so much longer than I really hoped for. You know what? I'm gonna roll up in here. There we go. That's what we needed. She goes down. Got a pole rune, a hell rune, and a flanged mace, which I forget what that is. And let's see here. I think there's a diamond. I can pick it up.
Treasure hunting. Treasure finding. Yes.
Treasure finding. Yes. Love it.
Well, good day.
Alright, let's see what we actually picked up here.
Good to see you.
Sure Shrill Frost. God damn, I don't remember the last time I actually picked up one of those. It's garbage. Not gonna be playing an assassin. Garbage. That's poop. I mean, Freezes target. Cold damage. I don't know. I guess I'll keep it in my inventory for now. Costs a shit ton of gold to actually repair it because it has those charges. Found a pole rune. That's nice. It's nice to know that the Countess is actually going to be dropping some pretty decent runes from now on. We can make a perfect sapphire. Unfortunately, my goddamn cube here is just filled. Alright, take all this shit out of here, first of all. Let's make our perfect gem. Oop. There we go. Can I make anything else? The answer is unfortunately no. Bummer. I really want to keep these diamonds too because I want to have more perfect diamonds. It seems like I'm constantly running out of them. Let's go ahead and put these runes here. I really don't want to call it a night yet. It's just I'm running out of space. Just have nowhere else to put some of this stuff. Shit. Actually, you know, that's level 2. No, fuck it. I'm just gonna drop that shit. I don't need it. I'm gonna wait for the actual flawless gems, the flawless diamonds and whatnot. Okay. Let's talk to Akara. It'd be really nice to actually finish our stream tonight, having completed all of Act 1. You want to know something? I didn't actually find the waypoint for the Black Marsh. So I have to come back in here and actually look for the thing. Although we didn't really spend too much time going south here, so seems like a pretty good place to look for it. Actually, I take that back. Maybe we'll do it until we get to the monastery. I keep setting these goals for myself, saying, you know what, we're gonna live stream until we get to X point, and then I get to that point, and I'm like, well, you know, there's still some juice in my batteries, still some time to actually play this game, so take advantage of the situation. If you happen to be joining me this late at night, cheers. I have no idea where you people are coming from. Either you have nothing to do tomorrow, you're an insomniac, or you're coming from somewhere outside of the United States. Or it's probably, perhaps, sometime in the daytime. And not a creature of a night like me. What time is it right now? Jesus Christ, it's damn near 1 in the morning. I guess this was kind of a happy coincidence, because like I was saying before a couple hours ago, that I had a doctor's appointment tomorrow, that they called me at the last second saying, hey, we're oh right here. Nice. See, that's why we open chests, boys and girls, is sometimes you get unique drops. Just like that. Anyways, so I had a doctor's appointment tomorrow, but they canceled it at the last second, which is excellent because the doctor's office was pretty far from my home, and I was absolutely not looking forward to driving because the current state that I live in is absolute shit, and the people here suck. Actually, the people don't suck. It's not that. It's just they're shitty drivers. I used to think growing up that Chicagoland drivers were the worst in the United States, because if you live in the upper Midwest, if you live in or around Chicago, you will know that Chicagoland drivers are very cutthroat. Chicagoland drivers don't give a fuck. They will cut you off. It's not like they're trying to actively hit you. It's just they drive like assholes because they want to get ahead of you. And that's the way it is. And I used to think that they were the worst, because they are pretty bad, but they're not the worst. Come here to the southeastern United States, way down here in the deep south, and you will experience some of the worst fucking drivers you have ever had the displeasure of driving around. Holy Jesus Christ, it's awful. I don't know what it is about the southern United States, southeastern United States, not just the southern United States. I want to make sure I specify that. But the people down here in the dirty south, y'all need to fucking drive. Like, you guys need to take like some goddamn driver ed courses, like for real. As a matter of fact, the state that I live in right now, they don't even have an emissions test down here. I thought that was like a common thing in every state in the goddamn union, but apparently not. I live in one of those states that doesn't have an emissions test. And that has nothing to do with the actual drivers or their abilities or lack thereof. But I figure, you know, it's just one of those other little pieces of information that I have to add in there because it's driving related. Because if you just see the absolute worst jalopies that people drive around here, these fucking cars that look like they're held together with a couple popsicle sticks and some duct tape, that are just spewing all kinds of noxious fumes into the environment. Holy fuck. And to be very honest, I really hate to say this, but you know, the people that are driving their really shitty, junky ass cars like that, they're not actually the worst drivers. No. You want to know who the worst drivers here, in my opinion, are? The people that drive BMWs. You guys could suck my motherfucking cock, by the way. BMW drivers. Fuck you. Especially down here. And Volkswagen drivers. And no, it has nothing to do with the recent controversy about their cheating devices and whatnot. No. It's just the people that drive BMWs and Volkswagens down here, they're assholes. They just drive like absolute shit. I fucking hate it. So, when I actually had to go to my doctor's appointment tomorrow, I was totally not looking forward to it because I fucking hate driving. I hate just driving as it is, but driving around a bunch of shitty drivers just makes it even worse. I was so happy to find out I didn't have to go to it tomorrow. I didn't want to have to cancel it myself, you know. I already did that one other time, to be very honest with you. It wasn't because, like, you know, it's just trying to skate out of it or something like that. It was just I had some other things come up, and I ended up having to cancel it and reschedule it. And then, you know, I put it on my calendar, make sure that I had it marked down when the next appointment was. And all this time I've been really dreading it, but I've kind of just like relegated myself to saying, all right, fine, let's just get it over and done with. But serendipity was calling. Said, hey buddy, you don't have to go to that appointment anymore. You don't have to drive around these fucking cocksuckers around you, because you people drive like shit around here, down here in the deep south. I'm not going to tell you where in the deep south. I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to have it be like a murder mystery or something. I'm sure any of you out there that are watching here here in the United States, especially down here in the Deep South, you might be able to tell already which state I may actually be talking about. It's not pleasant. It's probably even less pleasant to hear some guy talking shit about it at 1 in the morning playing Diablo 2. So enough about that. Oops. Actually, I drank one of my potions. Totally didn't mean to. That's right. Got a potion here to actually replace it with. You know, when it comes to actually live streaming and just bitching about like normal, everyday, mundane shit, I really don't honestly have a problem with it. For some reason, it seems to be like kind of a faux pas to some extent for some people. Because I know that there are some infamous Let's Players and live streamers or whatever that's all they do is they give every like little intimate detail of their lives when they do it. Not that I watch them, it's just, you know, I've heard through the grapevine. I actually haven't discovered some of these people myself, but I don't really have a problem with that. I understand. You know, there's only so many things you could talk about in the game you're playing, especially if you're playing something pretty slow paced like my other live stream series of playing Guild Wars 1, where it's just kind of slow, it's very taciturn, and there's only so much gameplay that's taking place, and it's going at a snail's pace, that you really need to actually, you know, spice it up a little bit. Besides, you know, you people are watching me, and I feel like me bitching about some of the awful shit that I have to deal with and things that I have to criticize just gives you a little bit more, fills in some interesting details as to who I am in your guys' eyes. I mean, without making it explicitly personal or anything. I know that some of my favorite Let's Players out there, if they were to actually just sit there and bitch about some of the dumb shit that they have to deal with on a daily basis or just as a part of their lives, I'd be interested in hearing about it. As long as they were eloquent about it. If they were just sitting there bitching just a bitch, or just, you know, making it basically just this verbal vomit of shit that they hated, I mean, I wouldn't want to hear that, but, you know, some of my favorite Let's Players out there, it's like, I'd really like to actually hear some of the things that happen in their lives. See what some of their opinions are, because it's like, you know, you're watching somebody, maybe some of you guys are watching me on your TV right now through the YouTube app, and you're kind of wondering, like, who is this guy? Who is this Magis guy, or Magicite guy? Like, what's he about? What is he about? I feel like, you know, my daily life and some of the things that I absolutely have to deal with that I absolutely don't want to have to deal with is telling. Well, we'll just leave it at that. How about that? That's pretty good. Fills in some gaps. Doesn't let you, the viewer, misconstrue who I am in some of these departments. Oh, got a superior Luna here. I'm gonna have to actually look at my guide because I'm not entirely certain if that was one of the items that was behooving of me to actually make something from. I'll have to take a look. Unfortunately, if there's any more really good drops like that, I have no more space in my inventory. I'm like totally clutching at straws here for inventory space. Hey Blizzard, hey, when you guys do your remaster of this game, can you guys please increase the stash size, please? And make certain items stackable, like gems? Those are some quality of life features I'd really love to see. We've been hoping and praying for many years for something like that. us Diablo 2 players that are still living the dream here. Be really nice. Alright, so we'll get into the next waypoint here, and that's where I'm going to call it a stream, because it's getting pretty late. Even though I have nothing to do tomorrow except for maybe some mundane tasks around the house, like doing dishes and whatnot. I would actually like to perhaps maybe record a couple episodes in my other series. Maybe take care of a few other things. So I don't want to be totally and completely out of commission on the morrow. So let's go back to town and ID our shite. Don't remember what a unique poleaxe is. So let's take a peek.
Good to see you.
The battle branch. Alright, so you got life steal and per hit 27 to 60. I mean, it's better in the damage department. Kind of. Don't care about the strength, vitality. Or the vitality's good. 25% chance of crushing blow. Normal attack speed, fast attack speed. Goddamn. I think that's probably better. So where's your damage at? Okay, so 265 to 373. 250 to 408. Oh man. Actually, I'm not sure.
I'll put that to good use.
This has got a tighter range on it.
I'll put that to good use.
But this has got higher max damage.
I'll put that to good use. I'll put that to good use.
I'm thinking probably the battle branch. I think so. And the rest of the stuff... Actually, that's not bad. Plus 17 to life. See, that's plus life. I'd like to get rid of maybe some of these small charms. Like... Oh, I can get rid of that. Actually, let's take a look at my character real quick. See, if I don't have that charm, I don't get maxed out fire resistance, but it's only like 3% away. I think we could totally get rid of that grand charm there. So let's chuck it.
What you need?
Let's get rid of it, and then we'll keep this plus the life charm. Hey, it looks good. And then I'll keep this Superior Luna, because I'm not entirely certain if I'm going to make something out of that. This would be really nice for a throw barbarian, but I'm not going to be playing one. Not yet, anyways. So, deposit our cash. And I think that's where I call it. And before I actually give up for this evening, let's pick up my diamonds, of course. So anyways. Very long stream tonight. Oh yes, indeed. I think this definitely is my record. So about 3 hours and almost 50 minutes here. So if you guys have been tuning in this entire time, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. We finally got done with Nightmare. We're in Hell. And we are pretty damn close to actually finishing Act 1 here in Hell. We just finished up all the wilderness areas. Now we're going to get into the actual monastery. We're sitting here in the outer cloister, and that's going to have to wait for another day. I think in between the next time I stream here in Hell in Act 1, I think what I'll do is I'll probably do quite a bit of magic finding first, and I will perhaps maybe live stream a little bit of it, like maybe doing some Nightmare Cows, maybe some Nightmare Baal runs. But we'll see. I'm just kind of playing it by ear when it comes to this campaign. I've been having a lot of fun, but I don't want to burn myself out, especially this far into the campaign where we actually have the ability to potentially find a Colossus sword or Colossus blade. Nevertheless, I'll see you guys in the next one, where we probably are going to do some magic fighting runs. So Peace. Have a good night. Guten Nacht. It's really late, so sleep well. True believers. I'll see you guys in the next one.